right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Monday Open. We're back here for another week. And of course, we are seeing some decent moves pre-market. I hope you had all a great weekend and you're ready to talk about everything from indices to metals to, of course, single stocks and crypto. Some decent moves across the weekend trades, and obviously a nice boom here in gold and silver to start off the week, which is excellent. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But it's pretty much happening as we kind of suspected. This is a key zone for these metals, and particularly silver and gold. We hope for a reaction. Looks like we're doing it. Mark says here, mainstream media was saying silver was bearish, so I knew it was about to surge again. Yeah, that's usually a pretty good read. Obviously, if it's in the press, it's in the price. That's always a big one. Let's give a shout out here to Vincent Tay, Stephen, Dave, Clace, Chris, Finn, Michael, Danny, Dave, Chicken and Chips, Ray, and Wahinu, and many others that have joined us here so early. I know it is early for the people on the US, especially if you're on the West Coast. So thank you for joining us if you're up nice and early. What time is it in your area right now and you're watching the stream? For me, 10:36 p.m. But I'm sure for a couple of you, it's really early. So what we'll do today is we'll condense the show into actually going through some of the better setups that we're seeing right now. There's obviously a lot that we could discuss, but I want to start the show off here by going through some of these things that we've been seeing in markets. And we'll start off here with silver. And the reason we'll start with silver is because you'll notice that I've got quite a lot of lines. Now, it kind of looks one of those memes where people draw way too many lines on the screen and then they say, look, technical analysis told me this is a key level. But let's just go through why silver is at that key zone. Basically, we have here a series of lower highs, and you can see that we've come back into that. So that's a trend line on the bottom end. Then you've got one that I don't usually draw, which is coming from the highs into a kind of switch point here. And then we have two touches of that, which were respected. So I'm leaving it there because I guess to me, it was pretty well respected. It was respected as resistance. It was then respected as support. So I think it's worthy of putting in. And what you'll notice is they're all kind of correlating together along with a pretty decent level of demand. And that makes a very tasty level, especially when you've sold off as aggressively as you have in metals such as silver and gold. Now, there are some problems. Of course, US 10-year will be in focus today, which we'll need to talk about, but that's going to be one of those important ones. Looks like people are waking up pretty early. We got 3 o'clock in the morning. Much too early for me, I'll say that. KT 4:30 a.m. A couple of people on Australian time here. Be careful when it's all said and done. Silver will be back at $21. It's possible. Might hit it again. It's maybe right, but I think that you'll find silver is going to be okay. I think it's probably being underappreciated due to the fact that it's pretty much performed terribly over the last 10 years. Remember, it's had a lost decade, and I think that's very, very important. Joshua says, started the day trading masterclass yesterday. Good stuff so far. 5:30 a.m. here. You can't sleep. You're just too excited for that day trading masterclass. Yes, Black Friday sale on now. I guess you could jump on over to fxevolution.com if you're interested in finding out more about replication. Black Friday is a good sale. Doing a special for that. So we do love Black Friday. It's here in Australia now. All right, well, let's keep going about this. Is this market going to crush because of Ukraine and Russia situation? We don't really speculate on that, but no, I doubt it. You've got to remember statistically, the other than world wars, a lot of conflicts have actually they've initially created sell-offs that have then gone bullish around those particular periods. Okay, so we've got a key level here, and then we've got, but again, we don't want to speculate on things that haven't happened yet. It's not really worth it. We might say if it's in the press, it's in the price, but at the same time, speculation is evil. And you might say, why is it evil? Because when you spec like that on one-offs, you can't do what, guys? You can't replicate. And remember, the aim of the game, if you want to turn trading and investing into success, is create it like a business. If you can't do it like a business and you're always having to chase that next big news story, then you will be a loser. Let's see if anyone in the chat agrees with that. Have you had that experience where you've chased news stories and it hasn't really worked out? Let us know in the comments down below. Okay, I want to break silver down a little bit more here. Now, one of the other reasons I like silver is that we have this really strong downward trend line. So that's 3 trend lines. And we broke through this last week, which I put into the daily video. You can see here we've bounced back up, but we're not quite through that 31.20 yet. This is a critical level for silver. But I just think that overall, this is a very interesting zone. It's been a while since we've been able to really talk about silver like this because it's been dropping. And obviously, gold is just like our weekend video, sitting at around the same levels. Not quite into maybe there's super demand, but certainly at one that I like quite a lot. Fairly oversold. Is this a turn point towards the upside? Certainly seems like it's getting a bid, but you won't really know that it's significant for a swing trader until we break through 26.25. So 26.25 will need to be closed above for that to happen. Let's jump on over to the big story of the day, which I'm sure a lot of you are aware, which is Tesla. Seeing a massive squeeze here on Tesla this morning, above 340, which is huge for, of course, all of the options that are open. We know 340 is a massive call wall. Could this be getting started? So the basic concepts are we had that story in the news, which was interesting, which was a $7,500 tax EV cut in the US. Then the new news is robo taxis. Okay. And what is it? It's robo taxis basically going through and potentially getting, let's say, legalized inside of the US quicker than expected. And of course, cutting the red tape could be a great thing. That's just one of the stories on Tesla. But you've got to remember, ignore the storylines and instead focus on what's really happening. We've breached up here. We obviously are not in an island reversal because we didn't gap below, then create structure, then gap above. So we don't have an island reversal. We hit a couple of key little levels, obviously around here. We knew that 300 was a put wall. So this was probably a basing structure. And we are now above 340. So if we can hold that through the session, there's a chance that we can go for a new high. And new high could push that 380, 400 structure. And you might say, well, Tom, it's not worth it. I don't think this is fundamentally, worth, I don't know, 250 billion, or it's not even worth 1 trillion, or whatever you might think it's worth. Remember, you're not in a market like situation where you can really do fundamentals to say, oh, yes, this is totally worth this or anything like that. This is the nature of a later cycle bull market. Things detach a little bit from what you believe reality is. And if you'd ever looked at the fundamentals on Tesla for a long time, you would have never bought it. But that's not how you trade. That's not how you invest. You have to invest and trade based on, well, especially trade based on price action, based on replication, and those types of things. So is this important for Tesla? If it sticks today, it could be very big for a bit of a squeeze here. Rich Buddy says, Tesla squeeze or no squeeze, I'm holding it and I won't sell. Yeah, I think the only real threat for Tesla is obviously a falling out. I think that's the big deal here because at the moment, who was one of the biggest winners of the election? I don't think it's even under any doubt that Elon Musk was. So 346, the big story here. And of course, being above the 340 call wall is a fairly significant deal. I've got the call wall here so you can see it, 340, 350. Actually, 350 is the call wall. I thought it was 340, but I take that back. It's 350. So 350 call wall. However, positive gamma across the board now. So as we open today, positive gamma is in place. Now, we don't have 0 DTE options, but you'll notice that by the end of this week, if we stick these holds, 350 is actually the level. So yeah, it's trading at 346 right now, but 350 is the level you need to be looking at. Let's jump on over to the US 500. We find ourselves pretty much at the first beginnings of a little bit of a pullback here. This is to be expected. We've got 61.8 sitting on almost the US 2K, and we've also got a 61.8 on the US 100. And these are pretty significant, nice pullbacks. Obviously, the S&P is usually where you get your main guidance from. What do you think about this level, guys? Which level do you want to buy? Let's see. Let's take it to a poll. We've got 800 people here. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's take this one to a poll and see what you, the people, want to buy. And while we're doing that, take a look at this chart here for MSTR. All right. So I'm going to put the poll up. Oh, here we go. I'm actually very interested in your answers here. I'm not going to say my opinion just yet. All right. We'll just give 3. Let's see which ones you guys vote for. If you don't agree with any of those, just vote for the one you think is most likely. So MSTR, just thought I'd bring this up because it's still very interesting to me to see so much or so many transactions up here at the highs. Now you'll see that there were a lot all the way through the rally. However, there's now a cluster of them at the tops. And while I don't know that's going to be the topping of that particular position, it just is something that's interesting to keep in mind. Brad Oliver says, I've been screaming this stock is overvalued. Yeah, but again, MSTR has been overvalued arguably for quite some time, and it's still kept rallying, yeah? And that's why I wanted to mention that thing about Tesla. It doesn't really matter about your opinions. The trend is up. Elon's a winner. Market sentiment is getting upgraded. And effectively, we don't really know what the sky is. What is on the horizon? Your main threat is actually the relationship between Elon and Trump. That's literally the main threat. That's the threat of that stock right now. That's all you really should care about. And if you're bullish, you just be bullish until that isn't true. Squeaky, $100. Wow, dude. Thank you very much. Wow. Let's give Squeaky a bit of a shout out here. He likes Hondas. They're good cars. Thank you. Thank you for the excellent TA and fundamentals, Tom. It helps me nicely. It sounds like you've been on a couple of big winners here, sir, to be able to give us such a nice donation. So much appreciated. That's like $1 bazillion Australian dollars because we have, Australian pesos. And yeah, let's just say thank you very much. I'll put that one up and I appreciate that very much. It's Bitcoins for MSTR. Yeah. Yeah. Squeaky doing well. That's good. Squeaky bought MSTR and Tesla. Yeah, probably. Or maybe just gold at the start of the year and some utilities, could do well off those as well. Tom, can you have a look at technical levels for, I don't know. I'll check it out later. Have you looked at SMCI and the allegations? Oh, man. I don't know what the hell the allegations are. But yes, I have. But SMCI, obviously, one I did cover on the weekend video from a large transaction. I think I put it in there. Did I put it in there, guys? You might know. Let's see this poll. Let's close it up quickly and see what you voted for. Okay, so 35% of you. Wow, that's stuck. That is a useless poll. Thanks, guys. Thank you for our Could you make a more useless poll? Seriously, 162 votes. I don't even want it. This is like one of those polls for an election. Which will the S&P 500 bounce from? 5,700, 34%. Right here now, 33%. 5820, 32%. Poll complete. You give me no alpha, guys. That's terrible. Let's go with the worst poll I've ever run on the channel. I appreciate that. A straight statistical. It's like when I said bull or bear and you guys went 40. I think you're trolling me nowadays. I think you're just voting and then unvoting and then voting. I don't know if you can even do that. Anyway, all right, let's hear my opinion on it since your opinion was the most undecided thing I've ever seen. It could go anyway, yeah? Nah. If I had to guess, and I like to do, of course, usually less than guessing. I want to make the stats go through. I would generally say that any of these major 2 levels here and here are actually pretty solid. Now, the reason why I like these 2 in particular is because, in my opinion, obviously you've seen the stats and you've seen how things play out. I think getting back down here is going to take a fair bit of a problem. So at the moment, what's the main storyline? I ask you, chat, what's the storyline of the pullback so far? Why are people selling this market? What's the reason here? What is the reason here? Pounds, not dollars? Oh, yeah, that's even more. I told you it's $1 million Australian pesos, but I appreciate that very much. Thank you again, Squeaky. The TA on IWM looks nice to me. What do you think, Tom? Yeah, well, we'll go through that in a moment. It's why you could actually argue this level right here, right now. Higher rates, seasonality, US 10-year, NVIDIA inside selling since some time already. And then they've been selling NVIDIA insiders forever. Agreed, rates growing, interest rates. Okay, exhaustion, something about Trump. Yeah, I think interest rates is probably the main fair one. Getting up there, that US 10Y, very key level. That's probably the key. Look, we are synergized with a big zone. So I see it playing out one of two ways. The US 10Y will kind of gap up and then possibly like spike down again. So that could happen. And that could, of course, cause further selling. We did close near the lows, which I think is significant. Whenever you close near the lows, that often means there's a little bit more to go. I like this 61.8 level here at 58.20. That's going to be a put wall bottom. If you had to argue today, generally speaking, you'd be more bullish than bearish to get above 5,900 by the close. So if you're arguing today, but I think that kind of makes the most amount of sense to me right now. And let's talk about synergies for that. So first one, US 100, 61.8 fib, nice pullback. Obviously, this could go lower, 75, maybe 20,260. So that would be, significant. Remember, guys, nothing to worry about unless you get underneath these levels, because really it's still in a very decent bullish trend, series of higher highs and higher lows. Seasonality is strong post-election for all of these markets. Stats don't tend to lie. They tell you the truth. Obviously, it doesn't have to repeat, but we do have those series of higher highs. I can tell you that because we had 10 of the last 11 months up, let's just say it's another bullish stat. 3 months, generally bullish. 1 month, generally bullish. I shared this with our private macros community today. 6 months, generally bullish. 12 months, generally bullish. Quite a lot of stats over time. And they actually marked near the end of cycles. That is, we were in the last couple of years, but they were never the end. And 12 months was overwhelmingly bullish. So again, these are the things, like things still look pretty good. Regardless of your opinion, we've got a relatively decent economic kind of GDP growth story that Wall Street seems to like, and they do like their bonuses. So let's just have a look at the 61.8 here on US 2K. We're getting down to around that 22.80. Again, I like these levels. You're really splitting hairs about all of these zones. The possibility of this is probably more tasty, of course, to a lot of people. But you've got to remember, there's two ways to approach this. There's the buy the dip. So you buy basically as it's dipped here, and you just go, I like the data, I like the stats, I like the price action, I'm buying the trend, blah, blah, blah. All good. Or there's the buy the V, which is as it recovers, you start to buy, which is generally the preference I have for most beginner investors and traders. Buying the V will save you a lot of money. So we love buying the V if we can. And then, of course, there is the kind of person that never buys, or they buy the structure. So they buy effectively a replication strategy, which as a trader should be all you're doing. As an investor, you can afford to buy the V, you can afford to buy the dip. As a position-based trader, you can afford to buy the dip and the V. Yeah, so they're different strategies for each one. So what we're starting to see on silver and gold is actually kind of encompassing all of those three: trader, investor, and position-based trader. I love position-based trading. That's my favorite. It's my favorite style. I don't even know if that's a thing on the internet, but it's my thing. And you know why? Because to me, I like to do it like the funds do. And you might say, well, why is that? Because I like to trade the flows. And at this stage, of course, what we've seen is a huge amount of retail FOMO. And what chart do you think we could use, guys, to figure out retail FOMO? How can we figure out retail FOMO really easily? I just got an ad during a live stream. Thank you for watching the ad, sir. I didn't press it, but it does happen, yes. That's the nature of Google's. I recommend on YouTube Premium. Why? Because your time is worth money. And you might say, why is that? Well, because damn good when you can. I like to listen to the YouTubes, and what I do is I close it like a podcast. And guess what? You can only do that with YouTube Premium or probably some dodgy technique. Seasonality market is getting ready for Xmas. Yep. Would like your thoughts on oil. Oh, confusion. Confusion is oil. Confusion. All right. A few of you guys seem to have different ideas. Okay, I'm going to use the PCC. So you didn't say that one. So the put call ratio, I think, really showed us the storyline of retail investors. Over here, day before the election, puts hit my top limit. Okay. All right. There we are. Monday the 4th. Bang. Puts everywhere. All right. And you know I love that. That's a good buy, usually. And the market did. The market actually started to turn towards the buy side. That's usually only when the market goes really negative. Then fast forward to guess which day, guys? Monday last week. We find ourselves on the other end of the spectrum. Pretty rare to get there that quickly, but anyway, we did. And that is basically short-term FOMO. So that's pretty much, in my opinion, one of the main reasons we really pulled back. Because remember, you got to remember the US 10-year was sitting at the exact same point. In fact, let's go have a look at the US 10Y. So we're going to go US 10Y. I just want to explain, this is why I don't really pay any attention to this crap in the news. Okay, so where is it? 4th of November. I mean, we were sitting at 4.3%. We'd already spiked once to 4.4%. So could you really argue that this all of a sudden, oh, wow, we've got a problem. Oh, guys, this is the reason we're going to sell off. You see why it's stupid? We were at the same price. Now, have we even broken out? Not yet. Could we today? It's possible. But this is the reason why, this is the story for sure. And it's important. But it only just became a problem because they want to use it as an excuse. It was already an issue for ages. In fact, I'm sure most of you have been watching this on the channel and seeing what it's been doing. So it just kind of proves that point of if it's in the press, it's in the price. We saw that this morning, a few people saying silver is now claimed to be in bearish run. And obviously we're bouncing. It's one of the best asset performers of the day. So US 10Y. No doubt you got to be watching this one this week. This is a very important point. My thought process is spike up, spike down would be the best trap for Wall Street. Do you guys agree? That would probably be the best trap. I just don't see this US 10Y nailing a 4.6 plus. Like everyone's going to have this trend line, but I think a lot of people are going to ignore the horizontal, which is actually here. And realistically, this 4.6 could easily get spiked. And I still don't think that necessarily means it's over. It's all bad and it's all going to blow up. So I think this is probably more than likely. This coincides extremely well with what we always talk about, which is the US dollar. The US dollar is at that multi-year high right here. So you'll see I've written watch reaction here, guys. Why? Because we're synergizing these together. And we want to know the storyline from the market's perspective, not what some boffin tells us on some stupid newspaper or anything else. And I did say this to my private community. I'll say it to you guys here. I think you need 2025 is going to be incredibly important to knock out some of the bad noise in your life. Now, whether that's from standard newspapers, whether that's from some of the social media platforms that you're on, I actually think it's really important that you guys consider the evidence-weighted risks that you're taking and why when people that are giving you, let's say, information that's only one side. I like to keep it as balanced as we can. I'm a bear sometimes and I'm a super bull sometimes. I think you've got to be generally a good split is around 80% bullish and 20% bearish. If you can help it in stock markets, if you're a currency trader, you can almost be 50% both sides. No fair value, yeah? So it just kind of floats around different types of overall bullish sentiment. Just remember, stock markets are inherently bullish. Currency markets don't really have fair value. Different type of mandate. Of course, if you're in the crypto markets, you can be probably around 70% bullish and 30% bearish. And you've got to understand that it does pump. And if you think, and I'm going to ask the chat this right now, do you guys think that Bitcoin will again lose 60+% of its value at some point over the next let's call it 2 to 5 years. All right, chat, tell me now. Will Bitcoin lose 60%? Will it flash crash itself and dump again? Yes, 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 yes. No. What? No? Oh, guys, come on. People think no. I think incredibly likely. It hasn't got a good track record of not doing it. And you might say, but this time is different. Trump loves crypto. We'll see about that. Like, again, don't fall into the narrative. Who cares about the narrative? We know post-election pumps, boom, up, went up under Biden as well. Again, it doesn't really matter. We already had the stats that were going bullish. We moved to being bullish in October. Either side doesn't really matter. What you've got to realize is that it's already moving. We're sold a narrative. That narrative pushes it through. Yeah. And instead, you need to think, well, it probably is going to do that again. And you've got to keep that in the back of your mind. That's why I'm not going as bullish on crypto as you will on the stock market, because the stock market is inherently built around economies to go long. Depending on who's in control, who knows in the world, Bitcoin can certainly get smashed around quite a lot more. It's got a bad track record. It loses value. It does do that quite a lot. So this is very important. Anyway, there we go. I'm going with 120 to 130,000 this run on Bitcoin. We'll see if we can get there. It doesn't mean I'm bearish. I'm not bearish. We're bullish right now. So we got the US dollar, we got the US 10Y. We know both of those are connected pretty strongly. Watch this one. I'm going to set an alert right here. Yes, we are going to set an alert. How yet? Wait, I can't set an alert. What the hell is going on? I want to right click and set an alert. Thank God. There we go. We're just going to set one there on this particular chart. And we need to know what's going on with the US 10Y. So that will be our first thing. In terms of whether we're at a bounce zone for the markets, I would say that this is a great area for the NASDAQ. I actually priced it out before. I think around here is actually perfection. So like until when I say perfection, it's just generally where I see a lot of trades have gone through. So again, that marks the possibility of a 58.20 on the S&P, but you're really splitting hairs. A lot of people get into me and say, oh, Tom, you got to be exactly right. You got to be exactly right. Come on, man. You said it would go down to 56 something and it stopped at 57. I said both levels are very good. We are inherently at the moment, I cannot state this enough. We have investors here. We have traders here. We have position-based multi-monthers here. In fact, what do you guys do? Do you trade? Do you invest? I need to do a poll. We need to do a poll. We need to know what you're doing. Because I always speculate. Like I speculate that 40% of you are engineers, and I know you are. But let's do a speculation here on do you invest, swing, or day trade? Okay, here we go. I want to know. Here we go. Day trade, that'll count for scalping. Swing, okay. Then we're going to go investment. I love all of these. These are all fantastic. We love all asset classes. We love everything. So let's see what you guys are. All right, vote. I need to know. We need to know the cross section. After all these years, I still don't know what exactly all of you guys are. But I'm going to guess it's pretty split. In fact, I think you're going to troll me and make it some of those stupid 33% bloody poll. It's currently going to be, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be 33% day trade, 33% swing because you're trolls, and 33% investments. That's what it's going to be. You see. Tom, I was a day trader until I got a stock in Tesla and it turned it into a hodl. Fair enough. I love all styles. I think it's actually good to be all of them, but I'm not going to give that as an option. You have to give me a predominant. Okay, so anyway, look, the NASDAQ, I like this level. I like this level too. I don't really think that you're splitting hairs. How much percentage is this even? What is this? This is 2.22%. We've dropped from the top and sucked out retail traders for 4. That's actually not a bad, that's a pretty standard pullback. That is a pretty standard pullback. Okay, yes, we've had more aggressive ones. I mean, this was actually quite a decent buy. We got it down here in August. I remember that. Wow, I didn't know I didn't actually know it went 16.9. I thought it went like 15. Okay, there you go. Anyway, we bought that baby up. And obviously, semis have been pulling it. And then now semis are not pulling it. But look, I think that's not bad. It's not bad. So you've got to say anything in here is a box, a good box zone for seeing some type of positive reaction based on the data, based on what evidence we have in hand at this stage. All right, so I think the US 500, the US 100, and the Russell, they're all at fairly decent levels. Obviously, I'd like to see 58.20 on the S&P. I just think that'd be cooler. But I don't mind 58. I don't mind this level either. It's all right. I just don't really want to see 57 because that would show a lot of turnover and a lot of weakness starting to come into the economy. We've got a $10 donation here, Canadian dollars. Now, that's probably worth more than Australian dollars. Hi, Tom. I'm looking at Meta for a possible swing trade. This person is a swing trader. I'm not sure I should get in now at 554, but I'm worried it may go down to 540 levels. Interested in your thoughts and appreciate the content. All right. Well, thank you very much. This is actually probably going to be a good cross-section to do here for a stock because you're concerned it could go to 540. I'm certainly concerned it could go to 540. Now, this doesn't look fantastic, but I will say this, okay? So we have consolidation. We all agree this looks like consolidation. Some of you are probably going to say Wyckoff, this, that, whatever. You could certainly say this is distribution. I wouldn't say it's a classic Wyckoff with trappings. Usually a classic Wyckoff would have more spiky on this side. So this can be actually an extremely good buy, but only if it turns back to the upside. In fact, buying here and buying the dip here is quite difficult from a swing trade perspective. You just don't have the evidence in hand. You've made a lower low. It's not really good. That's actually kind of a sad face. 540 is certainly a very good level. And in fact, I think the evidence right now would be pointing towards 540, frankly, because you've got resistance, and then you've got that kind of support possibility, what we call roll reversal. On top of this, you've also got some little sneaky doji around here, which I quite like at the 540. And let's draw a fib on the last move. So let's do a little analysis here. And what I also want to do is draw a trend line through the bottoms here. So we broke below. See, I don't like much about this chart right now. So to buy here, to me, and we'll ask the chat, 1,500, by the way. Thanks, guys, for joining us in. That's pretty good for this early in the morning. So 1,505. So we've got here the trend line. We've got here the break to a new low and close below. This can turn into an extremely good buy, but I don't think, is my opinion, we have enough evidence to make an informed decision about what we're going to do. If you were going to do anything, you would short, but that would be stupid generally because this is quite a strong stock. So that's what you would generally do. What do you guys think in the chat? Let's see if the big brain chat's ready to go. What do you think? What do you think, chat? A few of you say Meta sucks. Sell a put on Meta, don't buy it. That's an interesting way of doing things. Obviously, selling puts, all good until you get it wrong. But historically, selling puts better than selling calls most of the time. Obviously, make your own decisions. 540, don't buy. A lot of you guys in the chat being big brain. Frank says 540, member here at the channel. David T says, buy now. David T's holding the bags. He wants you to set it up right now. Buy, he says. Buy, please. The bags. I need the bags. Meta definitely not the worst stock to buy. Is it Biff? I think Meta has a little bit more downside from Dave. So, yeah, there we go. It's quite a lot. So we have quite a lot of different opinions. I like 61.8 fib. I like the 540. I'll just be real. I think that's the better level. I think the price action's down. Don't shoot the messenger. I would completely change my opinion like Druckenmiller goes bang, 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 and flicks his switch. Remember, I hold the ability to switch. And a lot of people say you're a flip-flopping mad dog. I'm not a flip-flopper on my cycle theory. What I flip-flop on is trades. Why? Because when you have edge in a certain position, it can change. If you're not adaptable, you will be eaten by those lobster-eating, Wall Street, latte-drinking, buying houses off poor people stricken by tornado Wall Street people. Okay? That's what's going to happen. So we would make a big decision change if we got above this candle. I feel like it would be bullish. That's how I look at this chart. I think it looks like crap right now. We'll see. You have to be able to flip to trade. Yep, your opinion means nothing. Nothing. The market will punish you for your strong opinions. Anyone been hit up by the market for that? I have. Dominates you. Don't want that. All right. Okay, this is interesting. So we're going to end the poll. You didn't troll me as much as I thought. So 46%, 45% of you are swing, investment 36, and day trade 17. Got to change those meta tags, yeah, or those tags on the old YouTube. Get rid of day trading, replace with swing. Everything swing. No, I had a feeling you'd be mostly multi-month, and the reason why is because it's actually not the worst place to be. I have a day trading course, obviously. However, day trading needs to be thought of as a methodical business. So people that are going around scalping and going, oh, I'm going to get these 3 pips and I'm going to make a ton of money. It's difficult. Good luck. It's bloody difficult. To replicate without stress is the key to long-term success. And that is what I live by, the mantra. How do you think I can trade from Australia? It's madness, okay? It's the stupidest thing you could do, any Australians out there. But you can do it if you have replicatable systems that are built on structure, built on flows, built on good quality risk management systems, and replication. Because you can go to bed going, yes, it's all good. And you wake up and you go, hell yeah. Some mornings you wake up and it's amazing. And you know what? Some mornings you wake up and you go, oh crap. But you're able to mitigate your risks. And that's the key with replication. If you're sitting there trying to trade, you know, a 2-minute chart, you're going to get smoked a lot, especially in the world of AI. It's going to be harder. Day trading futures gives you gray hair fast. I have gray hair. I do. Maybe that was from day trading futures. Day trading helps refine your swing entries. 100%, man. 100%. No worries about that. I totally agree with you. That's where it's at. Day trading leads into swing trading, which leads into investing. It's a beautiful synergy of love. All right, so let's go through this meta. I thought that was actually a pretty good example. Thank you for bringing that to us. Plus, thank you for the donation. And actually gives you some good levels to look at. You know, I agree. The 540 is a solid level. 61.8 fib of the last swing. Do we actually have fib overlay? I just want to see. I like fib overlay. Okay, not bad fib overlay here. I don't really know what this level is. What is this? This is, you know, what the hell is this at this stage? Doesn't mean it can't buy, but I certainly, yeah, again, I think it just gets worse the more we look at it. The more we look, the worse it gets. We could do more, but that's all right. Okay, let's go over to crypto. I know you guys want to know my thoughts on crypto. So Bitcoin doing up, down, all around the weekend, still in a bit of consolidation. By the way, did anyone watch the UFC fight on the weekend? Actually, did anyone watch that abomination fight? Anyone watch the Tyson? Oh, I wish I didn't watch that. Anyone else wish they didn't watch that? Tyson, what's his name? Paul. Ugh. That was painful. I mean, I swear to God, I thought Tyson was going to trip walking out. And I was just like, he lost. That's what I said. As soon as he walked out, as soon as I saw him walking out, I was like, he lost. It was horrible. It looked literally like he was about to fall over coming out. I was like, he's got to be like, was he injured? I don't even know. Looked shocking with his feet. I mean, much respect to Tyson. Love Tyson. I remember watching him probably illegally when I was young. It was pretty crazy, but I've watched all his highlights and stuff. Big fan. But yeah, he just, oh, wow. What do you expect? 58. I mean, geez, he's an animal even to get in. And then I watched the UFC, and I've got to say, there's no question in my mind that John the Bones Jones is the greatest UFC fighter of all time, regardless of his other stuff. He's a phenomenal athlete. No wonder DC lost to him all the time. So yeah, BTC. I felt like it was fair because there was probably some crypto ads at the UFC event. And we can see here that we have what I would call a consolidation market, pullback in time. Still a possibility to get 80K, guys. I think that you'd be naive not to think this is a real possibility at this point. Ethereum looks like trash. So let's have a look at Ethereum in comparison to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin looks like it's kind of, consolidating. We'll go small structure here. A series of higher highs and higher lows. You always give that the check mark of a melt up market. So it's not actually bearish. I just have some warning signs of temporary potential weakness. Again, you look for a couple of weeks into months. I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. Why? We've got the stats. We've got post-election pump. We've got September positive. That means October, November, December generally positive. We've got the stats and the data with us. We've got the crypto tax system reforms in the US potentially with us. So there's a lot of hype off that. But let's have a look at Ethereum. Obviously hit our first TP zone. I always love to see it. So that's good day trading, good swing trading, kind of exit points. We actually have weakness on this. So again, I said this in the macro this morning when we were about here, wherever it was in here somewhere. And I said that this looks kind of crappy in comparison to Bitcoin. So definitely Ethereum looks like it's weaker. Would I sell it if I was holding? Yeah, I wouldn't, because I still think it has a lot of upside. And I'm pretty sure most of you think it's got upside. Let's get some Ethereum calls in here. How high does Ethereum go before it explodes? Gyro Guzman, thank you very much. Probably absolutely butchered your name at the beginning, but thank you very much for the $2 donation. Can you take a look at HIMS? We sure can in a moment. Hey, Tom, what are your thoughts on HSI? We'll check it out in a moment. Yeah, Solana better. Yeah, I would agree in terms of Solana price action. Oh, it doesn't stop. Geez, that's a beautiful pennant too. Is it a pennant? Yeah, it's a pennant. Man, that's a beautiful pennant. Break 2/3 the way. Yeah, that's a nice one, man. Very good. Good crypto trade there. That's actually bucking all trends. Solana absolutely on a run. Obviously, you saw my favorite. Let me just go into my rant about XRP. All right, this coin still sucks. Okay, it still sucks. I don't care if it's up or not. It's still trashy trash, but it took a W. Okay, we got to admit it. It's got a little W. It's got a little. This doesn't even have any. Where's my history? I want history. So XRP is taking a W, and maybe it'll hold the price. So yeah, obviously it's all about tax reforms, and Gensler is gone. So yeah, indeed, has the pump happened? Yeah, you can't really jump on this. But if you were early and you're any Ripple fans here, any XRP fan girls or fanboys, you're sitting there probably saying, "Suck it, Tom. Told you, man." Well, I got something to say to you, okay? Okay, I'm just going to show you the real truth, all right? XRP fangirls and fanboys. I'm going to show the real truth, okay? Dun, 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 dun. Whoa, crap. My bags are heavy in 2018. Now let's just look at a real coin, okay? Let's get off this crap for a moment. Let's look at a real coin, okay? I should have started over here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's better, guys. It's going up. Yeah. Hell yeah. What the hell was that other thing we were looking at? It's trash, man. All right. We're back over to the real coin, and that was good. Bitcoin rules. Okay, there we go. Let's move over to HIMS as per the donation. Oh, I don't like it. Okay, there we go. This is horrible. What are you trying to do? Oh, it's horrible. What abomination has happened here? Oh, I don't know if you've got edge on this thing. I like it down here. Don't get me wrong. Like down here, oh, you say that to me? Okay, I'll buy. Yeah, that's not good. How much percentage did that lose? Oops, we don't want to lose that. Oh, 37%. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't do this. I mean, there are ways of trading these types of things getting hit up, but it's even doesn't even hit my 5 billion plus kind of size. That's been dumped. Buying the dip always seems like a good idea. It seems like, oh, I'm a smart person. I buy the 32% dip. Look at me. But where's the consolidation? Everyone assumes it's going to do this. Well, sometimes it does this. Off the side of the earth, yeah? So you've just got to be, oh, crap, I broke it. All right, guys, we're going to have to look at that for a little while. I can't delete the squiggle. I exploded the Mac. Yeah, this doesn't look good. I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't buy it. If you're in it, it's on support. That's all I can say, but that doesn't mean much to me. Amazon getting into pharmacy delivery. Yeah, they've been doing that for a little while here. And obviously, obviously it's been the tally doc thing into this. Yeah, I literally can't get rid of this squiggle. Oh, there we go. We did it. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Tom, do you compare trend lines and channels on both log and regular charts or predominantly one or the other? I use log on crypto, generally speaking. So if you're actually looking at crypto, you usually want to log that chart realistically. Yeah. So log crypto and stocks, I tend to just use the original. You can compare. You'll notice I don't use too many trend lines. So the reason I don't use too many trend lines is because they're a little bit subjective. Well, actually a lot subjective, and therefore replication is less likely on them in systems. So I will do it like I did with silver, but I won't always be doing it all. All right. Sorry about that XRP. You made 100% last week or whatever. You did well. You know, it's all in fun. I just always love the XRP because we always get there. I've never forgotten the community, and the community is the strongest pumpers I've ever seen. I should employ them to sell things for me because no one sells better than an XRP party. So yeah, thoughts on Bitcoin, a little bit of consolidation for now. Probably the vast bulk early moves happened. Just chill. Let's just chill. It's fine. And probably want to look at alts if you're really considering stuff and what Ethereum does, because I think that'll be important. All right, let's jump on over to the next market. Let's look at HSI. We've done a little bit of waffling here this morning. I said I'd be fast, but then I got into XRP. So HSI, you can see here, little bouncy off the 61.8. I quite like this level. You guys know I do. I've marked out 19,852 as a key, little bit of a key zone to see some buyers recommit. To me, that's really where we're seeing that turn. We do know there's a couple of large transactions coming through. I will have it by the close of the day. I'm looking for FXI to see whether we're going to get any large transactions today into the fund. That's pretty much the main thing, along with metals. So I think gold and silver are strong, like they're looking good. But really, it's going to come back down to iron ore and copper. And we just haven't seen those really blitz in terms of structure. I like to see confluence. We're not getting that yet. But HSI, all of the real Chinese stocks at pretty good levels. So it reminds me a bit of the general consensus. Everyone was, I've said this to you guys before. Actually, I don't even know if I've said it on the public community here, but I'll just mention this because it's so true. Okay. So I sometimes get on TV. Thanks to you guys. Actually, I guess I worked in the industry before, so I already was on kind of TV. But obviously through YouTube, I get on TV sometimes, and they interview me. And I'll never forget this one because it was just too funny for me. So I've been banging on about Chinese stocks for a while. And you guys know this. Why? Because to me, they were turning around, and I obviously crapped on about them most of 2024. And then we got that huge boom. And then I came on the show, and I remember I said, I think it's short here. You know the line, yeah? I said, I think you want to have ultra caution at this level. And they said, Tom, can we put it as the first chart? I said, sure. And at that moment, I knew That why do you think they made me put it as the first chart? What do you think, chat? Why do you think they said to me, Tom, I do like 10 charts. Why do you think they put HSI at the front? What do you think? You guys big brain. Let's read a couple other comments here. What happened to Litecoin? Oh, yeah, I might look at Litecoin. I like Litecoin. What do you think about Metastock? We actually checked that out only a few minutes ago. Thanks. So you can scroll back about 5-6 minutes ago. Tom the celebrity. I wouldn't say that. Because they were having FOMO? Yeah, I think most people were having FOMO and talking about it because it became the thing, whereas I was disagreeing and kind of saying, well, I think it's topped out. Obviously, a differing opinion, you want to have it on first. So, yeah, it just shows you that. Now, I'm not sure, but I would guess no one's interested in it anymore again. So maybe you guys could tell me whether that's the general opinion of the internet. Is anyone interested in Chinese stocks, or are they all just floating around on the US ones again? I like the level. I just don't see the price action quite yet, or the big transactions quite yet. A swing trader or an investor might think differently, but yeah. I want to look at LTC for a moment. I haven't looked at Litecoin in a little while, but I remember when I looked at it last time, I liked the setup base. $90. Yeah, I did like this setup base. That was a good setup base. Yeah, that's really nice. It's pretty good replication here. But then again, all crypto went up. It just looks the same as all the other cryptos at this stage. I don't know anything about the project. I don't even know if it's dead. I'll never forget the founder, though, when he bailed. I'll never forget him bailing over here. I sold it all, guys. One day it'll come back. Well, he was right. It did. And that and then it came back down. Oh, that was back in the glory days of crypto. I felt like it was the glory days before the general mainstream was in it. That was fun. Litecoin, that was when you used to have a PowerPoint presentation and it went up. I crap you not. In 2017, anyone that was there, you guys would know. This is how crypto went. Make PowerPoint presentation, make website, and this is what you do, is you add on the coin, okay? You just put, whatever you want to call it. Moon coin, okay? Okay, so you've got a moon coin, M coin. So we go here, M coin, and then we basically make a website and we say that we did deals with partners. Microsoft. Yep. NVDA. Some other weird Wall Street stock. Doesn't matter what it was. Just write them and put little images down the bottom and then make a PowerPoint presentation. $1 billion. That's 2017 crypto. That was 2017 crypto. I crap you not. I had people telling me, buy this thing. I was watching. I was like, what's it do? Oh, they got a deal with Microsoft. No, they don't. Yeah, but they might have a deal with Microsoft. Okay. That was 2017 crypto. All right, let's keep going. We like HSI, though. I think it looks pretty solid. Pretty solid level. All right, let's go over to the Enigma. I don't know what is going on with oil. Ugh. Oh, it's so hard to read. This is definitely, as I've said, into the election and post-election, very difficult read on oil. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Anyone like this right now? Energy stocks, actually not too bad. So if you look at energy stocks, you can see here, obviously more towards the bull than the bear. Nice breakout. Island reversal, grinding higher. Technically, it's bullish. But this, what is this? Oil is a mess, bunch of manipulated BS. Oil went down because I bought some. Yeah. No. What about pullback after inauguration? Isn't it better to wait till then if you're not a day trader? Yeah, this is a good comment because generally no. So you shouldn't, as an investor, even if you're betting on an inauguration dump, so let's say we look at the statistical truth of post-election pumps. You get pump, you get inauguration kind of sell-off, and then you get generally a movement up. Okay, that's generally what the chart looks like. So we've just pulled back 61.8 on the NASDAQ, 61.8 on the Russell. And I just want to go back because look, I say oil is just confusing. Let's just finish it there. Confusion, waste of time. Yeah. Confusion equals waste of time. If you wanted to actually go with which direction, you'd have to go. It's more bearish than bullish with a close like that. But I think it's confusion, and confusion is a waste of time. All right. So let's go over here to IWM for a moment. This is a very good comment because this is what I think a lot of people make mistakes on. So if you have a look here at 2016, pump, that's the inauguration. Yeah. Oh, well, where's the inauguration? The hell is this? Oh, yeah, there we go. So there's Jan. So you can see here sideways. Yeah. But it still just went up. So if you bought here, you didn't get the cheaper price. If you go back over to 2020, here it is, pump. Pump. It actually finished pretty much by inauguration. So remember, these are the stats that you get. Let's go to 2012. Okay, 2012, pump. Inauguration here, sideways down. So again, here maybe you got the same price. We are talking November 18th, which would be here. So it's really the same price. So what I'm saying is that obviously you've got to make your own decisions. And I encourage you to do that and make sure you do your own risks. But markets inherently will punish you if you don't have like really good stats on what's moving forward. I've already shown several stats showing what the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months looks like. So realistically at this stage, yes, I do expect a 10% pullback in 25. We didn't quite get one during, of course, this year in August. We did on the NASDAQ, which was to be expected. Election year is usually a bit better. But as we see policy enacted, it's going to push it down. So it's a good question. I understand what you're saying. You're absolutely fine to day trade it or do whatever you want. But you've just got to remember that generally speaking, markets will outpace the theory. Okay. Unless that's why it's 80% bullish, 20% bearish. Oil can easily break downside. $100 equals US recession. So oil dies anyway. So I think the $60 zone for oil may be the perfect kind of level. I tend to agree with you. It's pretty much the perfect level here. Tom, hi Tom, regular here. Do you still believe the SPX will go back to 6,000s by the end of the year? Yeah, I'm still bullish. Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking like 6,200 is even possible. I know that sounds stupid, but it's just how it is. We planned out the data. The data doesn't change. So the market pulled back a few percentage points. We kind of expected a little FOMO into a little trap, but you've got to be, relatively speaking, following the general trend. There's not much that's going to change between right now and the inauguration. Okay? There's not much that's going to change. Now, of course, we have data coming out from the Fed. We have the Christmas break. We have all this stuff. The Christmas rally is a thing for a reason. Why can it rally? Because there's not much news. So the market just goes optimistic. Everyone does feel better. And then they pull the market up. Why? To get the Christmas bonuses. Got to get the Christmas bonuses, you know. Tesla is going to test 360 highs. It's certainly running here today. AG First Majestic looks nice, having broken the descending triangle. You do know I don't like usually individual silver stocks because that does look good though on the weekly overall in terms of structure. It's good to be above 630. Obviously, silver itself is doing okay, but silver stock, you got to be careful. But I would say the basing here is not bad. The breach of this, the basing, the demand structure looks pretty good. Tom, HNST technicals, please. What is this? The honest company. Is it really honest? Invest head and shoulders. So you'd be going for completion. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a fairly new business. So realistically, realistically, it's too small for me. 600, 700 million is way too small, too new, too small, all sorts of problems. But technically speaking, that's a pretty good breakout for it. And that's why you're getting this big run on it. I'm sure it's something to do with earnings. But yeah, the momentum is on that one. I see copper going to 425, then down to 350. If it's going to 425, 350, it's possible, but that would probably mean China's going under at the moment. DJT stock. Oh my goodness. What do you want to know about it? Didn't some guy sell, like, one of the biggest shareholders sell like his entire portion of it? Look, I wouldn't dabble on this crap, to be honest. This is gambling. It's fine to gamble when you've got edge, but realistically, the only gambles that are actually worth anything were down here. You look at the buy end, and up here, you look at the sell end, and everything in between. WTF? Like, it's just a waste of time. Like, that's how you have to take these. It's like a hyper growth stock or one of those gambling squeezy things. Look, we all know the fundamentals of this business are not good. I mean, come on. Anyone actually looked at the spreadsheet on this thing? It's a disaster. So it's just being held up by gambling. $5. Thank you very much, Andrea. I was stupid on a trade on N phase and did not exit on the November 5th. Now I'm down big. What's your take? I'm sorry to hear that. But yes, this was an election-based trade. Okay, so you bought N phase. I wish you bought solar because you would have been able to get out. So 10 was okay, but yeah, single stock, unfortunately. Though you could just cut it on the Tuesday or Wednesday, sorry. Yeah. There's no way you can really cut it. It's not a winner with a Republican overview. Like, it's not really in their type of wheelhouse, this type of stock. It relies a lot on certain things. Is it oversold? Yes. The problem is there's no bid. There's very little structure. This is an okay first level. This is the second level. So you got 45 as a possible downside blast. I do feel bad for you, man. That's a shame. Obviously, it's an election style pick, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, that you had to go at something that could have boomed. I often say patience, react, don't predict, but let's be real. N phase wasn't going up, but solar was. So if we have a look at solar, solar actually had a pretty cool pre-election week. So you'll notice over here, Island reversed back up. And then the day obviously happened, dumped down, stopped out straight away. That's trading for you. Really should have cut it. I would say remember, however it works, remember that you should have cut it. And in the future, you will hopefully get it back in this case, but never hold the bags. If you're trading, especially on leverage, stick to your plan. In this case, they're the two levels that I'm looking at. Possibly it could. If you have to say you're honest, you probably are not. That's usually true. Yeah, so I think those two levels, it could bounce here, it could bounce at 45. Hey, Tom, watch the movie Alf and you feel good about the world. Do I? By the way, I just want to show you guys one of the reasons I don't think the market's cooked at the moment. Let me refresh this. There's only one of the reasons. Again, I have many reasons to do things, as I'm sure most of you do, but I just want to show you a 3-month rotation right now in markets. Anyone notice the sectors at the top? Anyone notice the sectors at the top? We'll check out MSTR in a moment. And SMCI, I noticed that was going up. And then we'll check out ALF, the stock. I have super microcomputer. I'm down 59%. What should I do? You can trade or invest. Sucks when a trade turns to an investment. Should never do that. unless it's a trade going in a direction that you should never, ever turn one into an investment. You got to cut them. It is a solid stock, but we'll see. Anyway, look, I'm sorry to hear it. I really hope it turns for you, and I'm sure many people do. But yeah, the reality is we haven't seen bid yet. So we got regional banks and consumer discretionary and banks out the top. This is just not what you see into a crash. Okay, that is not what you see. Very unlikely. Those three sectors, no, not usually. Very, 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 very bullish. Usually those are. Okay, let's keep going. SMCI. Super micro bankrupt fest that's now up. All right, so that's a pretty interesting island reversal. This one's got all sorts of problems. Obviously, Hindenburg hit piece on it a while ago. Can't remember if it was over here or something over here. It's since dropped further. It's down here. It is completely oversold. I would say this is a interesting turn. Super micro dropped 24.323% after company failed to file quarterly report, raising investor concerns. Fair enough too. Yeah, so this is actually, if it was not a bankruptcy case, generally speaking, I don't like bankruptcy cases very much. That's actually a fairly bullish turn. Island reversal out in the morning. First good sign. We have had a couple of other good signs that have dropped trades. Is in like, you know, that could be also one. I don't tend to dabble in the bankruptcy too much, but yeah, this is a good gap up theoretically. Let's have a look at MSTR for a second here. MicroStrategy, obviously up point. What is it in the market here? 0.34 in the morning. A lot of distribution up here. Big volume. As I pointed out in the chart before, we got a lot of weird trades up here. So I would say there are a lot of big traders in this point. Gold, silver, also ready to make a move. We covered all of them in the first 3 to 10 minutes of the show. I like the levels for silver in particular and gold. Can you check out US 10 versus US 3-month Y starting to look very alarming levels? So this is US 03MY versus US 10Y. Basically, you're looking at uninversion of the short yield as we crack another one of these uninversions. Again, historically, when you see these types of things uninvert, you're usually months or year away from problems. It tends not to be that wrong. You can see over here in October, I remember this. Everyone December, it's all good. And then, of course, we got COVID. In this case, who knows what it's going to be. But, yeah, it's not good, but it has to be expected. You can't have the 3-month not uninverting against the 10Y as the Fed is pivoting down. But again, with yield uninversion, it is going to be correct, in my opinion, but it's all about timing. And right now, we just don't have the weakness in the market that you would generally see. You just don't have it. The big money is going in the bullish direction still, like we've been talking about. Want to take a look at ARKG? Kind of do. Genomic Kathy Wood. The hell's this? Anyway, whatever. RFK Jr. Anyone see that picture of RFK Jr. eating a McDonald's burger? Do you think that he was under duress when he was trying to eat that McDonald's burger? He looked freaked out. I don't often say people look like stunned mullet, but he looked like a stunned mullet. That McDonald's burger was looking at him different, I think. ARKG is down here, and what can I say? It's getting belted due to that. I actually don't mind the genomic concept, but yeah, this is not very good. XBI, bios, I still think will bounce up through 2025. But obviously they're coming under extreme fire with the Trump cabinet at this stage. I think he lost a bet. I just kind of, I mean, I don't know that much about this guy, but I just know from Australia, because I'm from Australia. I don't know what's going on, but I know he doesn't like the McDonald's. Yeah, he doesn't like the seed oils. And by the way, seed oils are pretty bad. But specifically, I just think, can you imagine him eating that after ranting about how it's the crapper for so long? I wonder if he ate it. There should be a video of him eating it. That would be not so good. Dwayne Boyd, $2. MTEM. They paused trading on the 14th. Why? Maybe someone on the chat can tell you the answer to this one. What is this? MTEM. Well, firstly, they're worth $3 million, which is not a good sign. There'll be some announcement October 21st. Nope. Okay, this doesn't even have information. Maybe someone can check it out and let you know in the chat. Thank you for the donation. I don't know what this is. The templates. Looks like a bankruptcy or a buyout case or something like that. It doesn't look good. SMCI buy for investors, sure, but the IV would get you on options. So you wouldn't want to trade options on it. Pins is very tempting. Haven't looked at pins in a while. Pinterest. I don't use this website. It annoys me. Pinterest has to be the most annoying social media to use. Anyone agree with me? Stupid. Have you signed in? I kind of hate Instagram for that as well, actually. Have you signed in? And then I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Doesn't even work. Not yet on pins. Decent level, but yeah, not yet. Tom, what's your dollar outlook? My dollar outlook is coming in today's close video, Orlando. So I've got some stats for you. Don't worry. Generally speaking, this would be a turning point for the dollar, though, towards the downside. Can you look at HODL, Solana strategies? There's a Solana strategy stock. I didn't even know. Well, it's just... Why do we have to look at this, though? Like, we know what this is. If it's Solana, let's look at Solana. This makes no... Look, you can trade it and invest it. Do not... Why are we charting it? You know what I mean? If it is Solana. I still like uranium around this price. Uranium. Can you check out PLTR, Moon? PLTR, unstoppable. I mean, it's probably in consolidation now. I wouldn't buy here under any circumstances, but if you're hodling it, look at that. Look at that daily 20. Very solid. RK, you looked at it last week. Can we check it out again? Sure can. Still looks pretty good. I like the RK. The breakout is solid. It just shows you hyper growth stocks are coming back. Best stock last week, by the way, was Disney. Look at it go. Pretty much hit profit, though, initially. A lot of people have asked about AMD. Still crap. Okay. I know it's up 1.68, but I don't see much going on there on that one. Check a couple of others. Intel still floating around. Still looking for that to go long. Can we check out Coin? Sure can. Coin had a lot of transactions on it around this level up here. I have to think that's temporary kind of selling. I'm very bullish on it. I think it's pretty good. Obviously, I saw a lot of coin-based stocks, like crypto-based stocks, hitting criticals. Another one of those was Hood. So you'll see here, Hood tipped my technical profit level. That was a sick trade. Very happy with Hood. Thank you very much, Hood. Appreciate that. That was from our private community. Yeah, with Coin, I guess, like, I'm not really scared, nor am I feeling anything in particular. I just kind of think consolidation would be the best play. Hodl the soul. There we go. Tam, have you looked at PLTR already? I have, but it's just going up. How's your Tigger looking? A Tigger? Up fintech. It's floating around, but still theoretically at a pretty good level. Geez, that had a big boom and then busto arms. $5 to $14 in like 2 sessions, 3 sessions. Well, I guess it's because it's it's trading kind of like China or something. Not bad level. Hey Tom, good morning. Can we have a look at XLV? Yep, sure can. I did check that out. Obviously, I talked about it in our macro show. I don't really want to go too much into it here because at the moment it's statistical speculation. But I will say, guys, generally when XLV is sold this hard on both the Bollinger, because it's outside the Bollinger, it's outside of the RSI 5. And we're also seeing, of course, in general, a pretty heavy sell on healthcare. This usually does see a 3-day bounce, like as in over the next 3 rolling days, it's generally strong. That doesn't mean each day is strong. It just means it's usually not losing ground over 3 days, but it hasn't got a technical buy on it. Tom, I think most people here agree that there'll be a recession. Do you think the dollar will hit 2022 highs when that happens? No. The dollar will get trashed when that happens. The dollar gets trashed. Nice work, Jason. Yeah, Disney was a setup, man. That was a was it go woke, go broke, but in this case it's go woke, go profit. They've changed the tune. Yeah, this was a nice replication trade. You got lucky maybe with earnings, possibly. It's still actually got a great base on it. Still got a great base on it. This has to be one of the worst companies though, and I'm going to say why. I am disgusted in the gamification of Disney theme parks in America. Okay. I'm just going to say it. Now, I've been to 1, 2, 4 Disney theme parks, and I am sickened by the average family and what they would have to pay to get these stupid fast pass trackers. And I know capitalism, and yes, I can afford the bloody tickets, but I feel like it's Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory where the kid gets the little 1 chocolate a year and then he's so happy about it. And there's these fat cats like getting all their chocolates. Like, come on, man. Can't people just get in line and wait a little bit? Can't we just do the old system where it was like couple? I feel like it's so sad. There's poor kids waiting in their 3-hour Disney lines. Anyway, that's my rant about Disney gamification. Michael, I know it's capitalism. $20 save. What's this? What's save? Spirit Airlines. Is that actually what they're called? Oh. They need some saving. They've got a really good name. They got a good name. Got to save the airplane company. Jeez. Wow. That is terrible. Oh, no. Please. No. Bitcoins. Cool. Yeah. Disney was pretty good back then. Pixar is the best part of Disney. I kind of agree. Just declared bankruptcy, did they? Oh, yeah. Spirit has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in New York, backed by a restructuring agreement with bondholders. Well, you're screwed if you own this stock. Enjoy $0, unfortunately. When you see the word bondholder, that means you get 0. Pretty much. Bondholders. Oh no, they're getting their 12 cents in the dollar and you're getting nothing. This thing is it's just terrible. But this is why you don't buy the dip, guys. Look at this. Okay, even in my like, if I was like really day trading this, I'm just going to show you where I actually would buy potentially. Stop loss. I'm going to call out a profit. Okay, this is just if I was buying these dips. Nothing. Yeah, we could call that a loss. I don't know if I get into one of these. We can call maybe a loss in here if I was just using a very basic system. And then I'd probably stay away from it after that point. Yeah, so I'd say you get like 2 to 1, maybe a lot break even and a loss. And this one you could have also grabbed. That would have been a wild ride. But yeah, the problem is when they get this deep, then usually they're going bankrupt. And you don't want that because that means the nasty bondholders come and steal your money. Snow, please. Now, I was reading a thing about Snowflake from a person I trust. He said that Snowflake is too expensive for what you get. Now, anyone in the industry understand what he was talking about? Is it too expensive? Still no break of 135. Still no breakout, unfortunately, with snow. Three days ago, Haitians were shooting their planes. Really? Is this Spirit? My goodness. How do you feel about WBA, Walgreens Boot Alliance? Sure, we'll check it out again. That one not broken above. We'll see what the chat has to say. Oh, that is actually really nasty. I would not have expected that. I'll re-reel. That is not the type I would expect to hold here. I guess this Amazon news is really kicking its ass, eh? Yeah, I mean, it's just like pretty much want that $8 to hold. I mean, at this stage, this could be going to Wyckoff basing. It could also be really failing. I mean, it's obviously suffering. So Chuckle, I feel not very good about that particular move there. What are your thoughts on Google? Still looks all right. Mara had a convertible note offering. There you go. Thoughts on SoFi? Great run. Hit a lot of targets. There you go. This is quite crappy, frankly. Yeah. So what do I feel most strongly about? I was the metals, I like Chinese stocks. I like the stock market in terms of the American market here. Still bullish crypto, guys. Dollar, I'm wondering, US 10Y, the chart to watch this week. Possibly the only real thing worth watching, along with the US dollar. Let's see if we get a spiky into a drop. That would be kind of the way I'd look at it. 58.20 key level and 58.80 for the US 500 will be the zones to watch for bids. So where we are right now and maybe another 60 points down. I'll update you guys on the 0 DTE options. Best sectors, I kind of like uranium. I don't know why, I just kind of feel it. Feeling the uranium's decent on TA. Obviously, my feelings mean nothing. So obviously, I just prefer the TA, but the TA looks all right. Metals look pretty good across the board. Palladium, strangely good, if you want to check it out in the charts. And they are probably the main things. Healthcare also oversold, but I don't know what's going on with the political situation there. I guess you can't really argue and say now that we're going to kick all the healthcare businesses. If you're eating McDonald's, we need the healthcare alive and well. Thoughts on Chinese stocks like Barber for this week? It doesn't really matter. All the Chinese stocks are at around supports. That's why HSI, the main index, is at the 61.8 pullback. Have we done bio? We have. It fell off pretty hard. I still think it can turn, but there's no bid on it. It's kind of like healthcare. If you like metals, do you like XME? Generally, no. But let's have a look. I don't know why that's there anymore. You might say, why would I not like metals and mining stocks if I like metals? Because these are all sorts of different things. And it's obviously a smattering of them. I usually target, if I'm going to target these. I would say, like, it's just gap down and filled the gap. Yeah. Not much on that. Something like a new core or something looks kind of similar in terms of gapping. Forget the Chinese stocks, go with crypto. No, go with whatever's looking good, dude. Got to go with whatever's looking good. Look, a lot of people rag and get annoyed if you talk about crypto or we talk about Chinese stocks or we talk about gold or we talk about metals. That's what makes you all different. We're different. We're built different on this internet. Everyone else sitting there rabbiting on about some crap all day. You've got to look for the flows. How does a trader, how does an investor, how does a swing trader make money? It's about understanding this world is all connected in terms of the monetary systems. You wait for confluence. You build a storyline based on TA, based on data, based on all of these types of seasonality trends and other things. It's what I do all the time. And then you build a confluence story and you activate that confluence story. And if 2024 hasn't proven it to you, we had utilities, one of the best sectors of the year. We've recently had regional banks back. These sectors have mattered. They're better. They're kicking the crap out of the S&P. So follow the money flow. Don't follow some stupid opinion of what people tell you to do. Oh, you have to trade, crypto, or you have to trade some stupid oil trade or something. You don't. You just need to understand that the markets move through these things and sometimes they're hot. And the easiest way to really look at it is this. Let's say we had squiggly lines. Right now, I'd say crypto is like here. It's pretty popular. Probably hasn't crescendoed to the top. It's like here. So then you're asking yourself, okay, well, where was crypto back in the end of September? Probably around here on the improving side. This is what you want. You want to buy here. Yeah. You don't want to buy it when it's declining and going around this circle. You don't want to buy it when it's in the crap quadrant where it's literally losing. This is leading. This is declining. This is lagging. This is improving. Be the person that buys the improvement. Winners, this is the winner's chicken dinners. And as soon as I saw this in trading and investing explained to me, I was like, yes, I want to buy the improving. The improving is good. We take it into the leading. We dump it into the noobs. It's that simple. Hey, Tom, please oil. We checked it out before. For anyone in the private community, I'm going to answer all your questions in detail tomorrow. Okay. I know there's a few questions there. I'll just see if there's anything here that I need to look at quickly. What do you think about Cardano? I think Cardano is okay. Obviously, it could benefit from the tax changes potentially. Yeah, a few of these I'll check out and answer them there. But look, guys, this is what you basically want to do in trading and investing. You want to buy the improving. The way you do that, TA, data. Yeah. These are two of the reasons I use. You want to know cycle theory as well, ideally. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. You're from Melbourne. Very cool. Go with indexed S&P and NASDAQ funds and pick some individual stocks to complement. It's what they call the core satellite approach. I like the core satellite approach. I think it's a decent beginning. And we will answer the Oklo question because I got that a few times. Oklo. This money rotation is the best thing that I've learned in the classes. Correct, Jeff? You've done well too, Jeff. Good work. When do you think TLT will reverse? Coming in today's end of close show. Don't worry, I got some data to share. What the hell is going on here? Oklo is dead. What is that? Aussie internet or something? Hey, can you guys hear me? Down under, I think a drop bear just dropped on my internet. Bloody drop bears, guys. Whenever you visit Australia, you've got to be careful, okay? Drop bears, spiders, crocodiles, dingoes eating babies, killer starfish, and unfortunately stingrays because they took the great Steve Irwin from us, okay? So these are the things you got to be worried about in Australia. And a drop bear just took out my internet. How do you get rid of them? The drop bears? You spread Vegemite at the front of your house, the back of your house, and down the side of your house, and you are safe. All right, guys. You have a fantastic day. Thank you very much to everyone that donated. I hope that everybody can turn it around if you're doing well or badly. And of course, don't worry, come from the abundance mindset. We believe that on the channel here. There's always another opportunity. 4 or 5 weeks ago, everyone thought gold was the best. Then it sucked. Now suddenly it looks better. 3 months ago, 2 months ago, everyone thought Bitcoin sucked. Now it looks glorious, doesn't it? See, things change. And of course, back in August, everyone thought the world was about to explode. And we were here live talking about buying that sweet NVDA. All right, everybody, you have a fantastic week. We'll keep watching. We'll bring you a closed show at the end of today. Make sure to watch some good stuff in there. Thank you for coming to the live event. Check out the Black Friday sale, www.fxevolution.com. Black Friday is great sales. So, I know you've been saving. Use some of those profs, get the replication. Thank you. We will see you next Monday or in the private community or at the end of the day. We produce too much content, but that's thanks to you guys giving it a thumbs up. Got you, and bye for now. See you guys. It won't end. Have I even ended? I don't think that. I can't even press the end. I need to go get the Vegemite spread out again. These bloody drop bears. That hacking cough, I know. I hacked at the end. I can't end the stream. I can't end this. I pressed end. I did a hack cough. Sounds like I was coming off the smoko, but it's not. It's my son. And I can't even end it. Having trouble connecting. Bloody hell. Well, that's climactic. I can't. It won't let me leave. You guys are killing me. You won't even let me go to sleep. 12 o'clock at night. Oh, I'll bring this here. We've got technical issues. What is this? Literally cannot end the stream. Thank you, Google. That's all right. Here we go. I got the big button. People on X, I don't think it's going to be possible for me to close the stream, but I'm going to get it off on YouTube. These bloody drop bears. Catch you guys. Bye. Did it work? It still didn't work. Oh my God. How long have I been doing this for? I've never had this problem. Man, I wasn't kidding. Here we go.